My favorite memory. So it was like grade 3 or something, right? And we're in there in class, and this girl she sneezes, and in her hand, spider webs.
Ew.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah, like instant slime.
Nice.
Anyway, this is a cast, our podcast type thing. My name is Nathan, and beside me is
Kevin.
And we'll be going over a whole bunch of stuff today, Kev. We got some topics. We got our new season, new look, a thing called Cartridge Club, anticipated games of 2017, anticipated movies of 2017, some New Year's stuffs.
Yeah.
The resolutions and parties, traditions, and maybe my new series thing that you may have seen. And yeah, all that stuff. But Kevin, we got to start off with what we've been playing at this week. And I'm looking at your list. You got a beefy ass list, dude. You've been nerding out.
Played so many games.
What do you got?
This winter break. It's been awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was like probably the most gaming I've done, except for when Dark Souls 3 came out like 9 months ago.
Yeah, I would say I would agree with that.
Yeah. So yeah, I've still been playing some phone games a little bit. Just found them convenient to play and having fun with a few. Clash Royale. Starting to fall off a little bit.
Why's that?
It's just slowed down a bit, and I feel like I got a good feel for what it is.
Okay.
I don't care enough to keep doing the same stuff.
How do you mean it's slowed down? Like it's just the same thing over and over again?
No, like, so you unlock cards that you can use. That unlock rate has slowed down to a point where it's like, I'm only playing this game to see what different things they're doing.
Right.
And there is a very slow rate of different things coming in now. So
not as exciting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic, still playing that. It's still awesome.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, it's the phone one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love building theme parks. It's awesome.
Okay.
Still playing Reigns.
I'm surprised you're still playing that one. I haven't touched it in months.
I've unlocked almost all the characters now, and it's...
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever beat the dungeons? I was never able to beat them.
I got to a weird ending where I just died anyways. I was like,
So no.
Oh, well, yeah, it was like you escaped the dungeon, but people have taken over since you've been gone.
Oh, okay.
So you just go off on your own and die.
There's no good ending there, maybe. Okay.
So yeah, that was a bunch of old games, but I did like a 2-day marathon and
You're
finished
fucking
The
right,
Witness.
You did. Yeah. It was intense as shit. Literally, it was like, 2 days ago now that you played so much of that game.
Yeah.
The whole day, I would come up and be like, are you still witnessing? You'd be like, yeah, it's intense. I'm doing some line puzzles, man.
I think there was like 3 hours that I wasn't like playing The Witness.
Yeah.
In that entire day.
Yeah, eating and pooping. That's basically.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. And yeah, I was still like seeing line puzzles while I was trying to fall asleep last night.
That's hilarious. So are you still like, are you seeing things in the environment being like, well, if I look this way, it could. No? So it hasn't made its way that deep into your life?
No, not that deep.
Because you were
the world in that game looked very different because it's very stylized.
Very stylized, very cool looking. Yeah. Though that game is really interesting how he took a line puzzle and he's like, let's just see how far we can go with this.
He went so far.
so far. To a point where you're looking in the clouds being like, I think it lines up. I think it lines up.
Yeah, it's just insane. There's so much attention to detail through that whole game.
Yeah.
It's like there's so many puzzles that are reliant on like shadows. And it's not like they faked those shadows. Those are real shadows being cast onto the puzzle.
Yeah, really, really interesting.
Yeah.
And the one I thought was the coolest was, so you did the first one, you're like, oh, wow, this is really easy. And then you started the second one, you're like, oh, shit, it has to solve all of them. And it goes like 7 layers deep. Yeah. And you're like, oh, fuck. Though you got to be real with the people here. There's a little bit of cheating that went on. A little bit.
So like I wanted to finish the game. I don't have that much time.
Yeah.
And especially when you played it in like 12 hours in a day already, like your eyes just hurt. Your brain hurts. It's been doing too much of the thinking.
Yeah.
So yeah. So there was probably 10 puzzles that I just looked up the solution for.
Because they're just...
But
there's like hundreds and hundreds of puzzles.
Yes, there's a lot. A lot of the puzzles are just like teaching you the mechanics and stuff. And eventually it gets to a point where it's like, I know how I need to think to solve this. Like I understand the puzzle.
Yeah.
It's just requiring a lot of thinking from me right now.
And I don't want to think.
I just want to beat the game.
So now, We're not going to spoil it, but you beat the game. Are you satisfied now? Or
Yeah,
okay.
I think so.
Okay.
The world was really pretty. I might like go back to it, just walk around,
Very pretty.
find some more of the environmental puzzles.
Now, is it a game you'd recommend?
cool.
Because it seems like not a divisive game, but it seems like maybe a polarizing game or maybe
I don't know. I feel like puzzles. You'll
seems
really
like for
like
a certain type
it's
of
really
person.
Good
Yeah.
framing for puzzles.
Yeah.
And I think puzzles are pretty generic. Most people can like puzzles in some form.
Like
so.
I saw you get your way through it, and I was like, I never need to beat this game. I'm happy that I played the couple of hours of it that I did. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Because it just seemed like a lot of work.
Yes.
And I don't have much time to put into games, and when I'm not gonna put in work. I'm there for story and fun. Okay, nice. So you'd recommend The Witness. Now the next one here,
Event Zero.
Yeah. What'd you think of that?
It was pretty cool. It does this really cool thing, where pretty much all the gameplay happens by chatting to this AI on this space station.
HAL
It's just
2000.
you and this AI.
It's not too HAL 2000. No.
It's not, but
No.
similar. In
Very
some
similar.
ways.
Yeah.
And but you type with like real language.
Mm-hmm.
Like real language just works better than
Yeah.
trying to do some programming type stuff, and it makes
Did
fun
you
of
try
you.
programming
It makes
type
fun
stuff?
of you do like if you phrase it really programmatically.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's good.
it's pretty nice touch. So yeah, that was it's pretty cool, and it does actually get you to do like some like simple command line stuff, just like kind of override the computer.
Now, from an AI perspective, how do you think they did something like that?
So I watched a video by Game Maker's Toolkit, Mark Brown, and he basically summarized how they described it over like a couple GDC talks and some interviews.
Okay.
Basically what they do is they take what you put in, they break it down into like what is the purpose of these words.
Okay.
So then they have just blocks of purposes, and then they line up those purposes with basically responses that they expect the player to put in.
Okay.
And yeah, just that's how natural language. There's a bunch of other like checks and things,
Right.
and like it does some like context stuff. So if the computer like just said a female's name, and then the player types in she, then they jump saying that
It
she is
assumes,
referring to that
yeah.
female that was said just a couple lines before.
Right.
So yeah, there's just like extra stuff like that in, but yeah, they pulled it off really quite well. It's not perfect, of course. Like it still feels like you're talking to a limited computer, but it was way more believable for this kind of like futuristic computer thing.
Now, how was the story?
The story was all right. I didn't like the ending.
Yeah.
It calls back to some early stuff that you only really. It gets brought up in the middle of the story, just very slightly.
Yeah. If you're not taking notes, it's not going to mean much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in the end, like, it just goes pretty weird. And then there's some pretty binary choices that you have to make,
Right.
which, I don't know, I guess it's a perfectly fine way to do a game. But just the binary choice thing was it's just weird to confront that. It's immersion breaking.
Okay.
I feel anyways.
Okay. Because it's like addressing the fact that you're playing a video game?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Well, yeah, it's just like, this is your final goal. Yes or no, if you want to do it.
And why would that be immersion breaking? Did it not line up with the rest
I think
of the
it
game
just
very
calls
well,
it out so bluntly, I think is what it is, because like yes or no prompt itself. Like Dark
Right.
Souls has that same thing,
Yep.
where it's like you kill Gwyn and link the bonfires, or you leave the room.
Right.
That's a binary choice.
Yeah.
But it's not immersion breaking because you're still doing it with actions that you're they're big actions, I think is what it is.
I think a big part of that too is it feels more natural because you're doing something that you've done all game. You're lighting a bonfire. That's essentially the action that you're completing, or you're just leaving the room. There's no calling it out. You know what I mean? There's no like, what are you gonna do now? It's like
There's
you're
a
literally
little bit
there.
of that in Event Zero already though. Like you
Right.
do have to do yes no to like some prompts, but
Then why did this one
they're
stick
pretty
out to you?
meaningless, I think,
Yeah.
is what it is.
Okay.
So this one, they put a lot of meaning that you do, or it's a lot of meaning your choice, but it's a very small action to do.
Right.
Whereas Dark Souls, like, one, you do not realize the ramifications of your choice in Dark Souls.
Yeah.
It's
at
very
least on your
clear
first
in Event
playthrough, yeah.
Zero before you make the choice. And then to make your choice in Dark Souls, like you just do stuff. Right, it's more than just one action. You need to walk over to the bonfire and hit A, or you need to walk out the room, and walking out the room isn't necessarily intuitive, and walking to the bonfire is like, so this is what you do after every boss.
Yeah.
So
I wonder how many players just beat them and be like, bonfire. Didn't even think about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like everybody who played that game has probably looked up a fair amount about the game on the internet. Though.
Yeah, probably. Okay, now you got Rocket League on there.
Yeah, I jumped into Rocket League. I just did a little bit of training.
Yeah,
nothing too big, but I'm mostly just surprised how little like skill I've lost because the game's like it's complicated and like especially at the level I was playing at it with a lot of flying around, like never missing the ball when it's in the air. Playing at that kind of level, and so, I figured I wouldn't be able to do it very well, but I'm still mostly there.
Is that something you're thinking of getting back into, playing that at a competitive level, or no?
Not at a competitive level, but I'd like to play a little bit more. They have like a ranked ladder system now, which is pretty cool. So I'd like to kind of play that a little bit. I don't really have people to play with though, so I don't know. Maybe I'll do the 1v1 ladders,
right?
Which I never really enjoyed that much. We'll see.
Yeah, 1v1 doesn't seem like the best choice for that type of game.
It's interesting. I don't think it's the funnest way the game can be played, but it has its own unique kind of metagame to it. Because when you do commit to like hitting the ball, it's a really big deal. You're putting yourself out of position to like save.
Yeah, because if they pop it back, good luck getting back in time.
Yeah, so there is no relying on teammates, and that kind of changes how it's played in general. Like, you'll see people just kind of like dance around the ball, being like, I don't want to hit it first, you hit it first. That kind of stuff.
So it's a lot of mind games and things like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, that's interesting. And you got another one on here. I don't even think you've played it yet, have you?
I just started it just barely last night.
Okay. Stick of Truth.
Yes. South Park Stick of Truth. And honestly, where I left off is going to be very difficult to pick up because that game has a fucking shit tutorial. It's so bad. It's so not fun to play.
I don't remember it. It's just Cartman yelling at you, right?
Well, like the comedy was like slightly below par for South Park comedy, which is fine. Other than one fucking moment where you run into Al Gore and he talks about Mary and Bear Pig, and I'm like, this is just pandering.
Oh, but it's a classic reference, Kev.
it's too far.
You're not a South Park fan, though, so I'm surprised that you decided to play this game.
Well, like, no, I get the references and stuff, like, but like South Park is way too into the internet for that. But like, it's too much just fan service and like.
That's exactly what it needs to be. See, okay, now how much South Park have you actually seen? Because I've
seen enough of it to like get the.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've probably seen every episode.
Yeah, I've not.
Okay.
But I've definitely seen a good few dozen episodes. So I get what South Park's about, and I get a lot of the big references in there. But yeah, it's not so much the story that I'm having a big gripe with.
Okay.
The tutorial stuff. It's how it makes you play through it.
Yeah.
It's like, do this, and then do this, and then do this, and then do this.
Right.
And if you just like, there's a couple times you have to move your cursor.
Yeah.
But if you mostly just hit spam A, like it takes you there. Like it's this one point where it's like in the inventory you need to like equip an item or something. It tells you how to do it. So it's like press the back button to open up your inventory. Okay, you're at this screen. This isn't where you normally start, but you're just here now because you need to be for the tutorial. Okay,
that's pretty common.
Hit A again and you're on the thing. It's like, well, like, yeah, no, that doesn't excuse it though.
Right.
It's not teaching me how to actually equip an item. It's just telling me to press A to continue.
Yeah.
Like I'm not learning there.
Right.
And the tutorial has a lot of that.
Okay.
Yeah, and then once you're finally let go, it drops you into a big difficult fight. Yeah. Which you're probably going to make it through, but it's just like such a big gap between the tutorial fights that are like guaranteed wins.
Right.
To this fight where it's like, okay, you're down to like a quarter of your health and you use most of your consumables now.
Now, something we've talked about a bit is you're not very fond of most tutorials in games, though, right? Neither am I.
Yeah, I really don't like the text-based tutorials.
The big issue is usually a tutorial is tossed in at the end of development, right? Because they have all their mechanics and everything figured out, and it's just kind of tacked on there.
Yeah, well, the vision is for like what the whole game is. It's not like they're not visioning how they're introducing mechanics, so it affects how the game's built.
Right.
And especially like something like South Park where they have a narrative that they're trying to tie on. It's like, well, how do you fit a tutorial into the narrative?
Yeah.
That is difficult as hell. So yeah, it's easy to see why they went this way with it, but even still, I think it could have been better done. There's no reason. Like in the tutorial, like so there's enemies that can like riposte you and like they go into repo stance.
Yep.
And the game forces you to attack them at one point.
And you know it's going to be bad.
Yeah. You know it's going to be bad. And then another point after that, there's a person in a repo stance and one in a deflection stance, I think it's called.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, one of them you can't melee. One of them will like repost you if you melee, and one will deflect your arrows if you shoot them.
Right.
So here you have to melee the guy who's trying to deflect arrows. Okay. It doesn't let you make that choice on your own.
Right.
Which is just dumb.
It just assumes you're real stupid.
Yeah. And there's this other time too, like, there's this guy in the tutorial who hits twice.
Yeah.
And just for whatever reason, I could not get the first parry.
Okay.
Because you need to get 2 parries to like, continue on. I couldn't get the first parry. I could only get the second one.
Oh, okay.
So I did that for like the longest time. It just made me kept retrying it over and over and over. And each time Curtin's like yelling at you.
That's fine. I do not remember having these issues at all. I think the tutorial took me out of like, I don't know, 15 minutes.
No, it takes longer.
Does it?
I
don't remember it being
slow.
a significant portion of the game.
It's pretty slow.
Okay. I recommend you keep plugging through because it gets hilarious.
I think it's like opened up now, but it's just kind of like,
Though to be fair, I never actually beat the game. I stopped at Canada. I was like, okay, I'm done here. I had a lot of fun. Yeah. It was good. You'll have a good kick out of it when you get to Canada. It's pretty funny. Pretty funny. Awesome. So that's what you've been playing, man. You had a busy effing week, dude.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
Me on the other hand, not so much. I did start playing Doom 2016 and I'm having a lot of fun with it. I don't know. It's like see, the reason why I started playing it is a couple things. The VGAs, when Mick Gordon and company came out and they rocked the fucking house, I was like, whoa, this is pretty rad. I'm like, maybe I should think about this game. And then Danny O'Dwyer's No Clip. They did a fantastic documentary on it that I will link to in the description. If you had checked out our the one we linked to a couple weeks ago for the Rocket League documentary, same guys, absolutely great. Highly recommend you subscribe to them. Anyway, yeah, so he did a full documentary on that, and it was like, whoa, I gotta play this game.
Yeah.
And how I was just about to describe it was just like stupid, dumb fun. It's stupid, but it's not stupid. It's like a smart stupid.
It
knows it's being kind of stupid, but it's well designed.
Yeah.
And the battles are very fun.
Yeah.
Very, very like, I don't know. Usually when I'm playing shooters like that, I'm like, okay, I got this battle section so I can get to a story portion or something like that. Like I don't really play shooters very often. And I find a lot of the times you're just hiding behind cover, like, okay, get a couple shots in, like a Gears of War type thing, right? Yeah. Where you're like, I'll pop a couple shots. If you do that in Doom, you're fucking dead. It's not going to work. It's not going to work at all. You got to get in there. And like, it's so counterintuitive to just run into the thick of things and be like, I hope this works out. And you're going in with your shotgun, just shooting people, bashing their heads in. And like, and you get a glory kill. It's great because it gives you back a bunch of health. And you're like, okay, I'm in it. I'm good. And then you shoot a rocket launcher at a guy, it hits him in the face. A demon jumps at it. Like, it's crazy frantic action, and it's a lot of fucking fun, dude. Nice. You should definitely play it. I saw you picked it up.
I bought it last night.
Yeah. Oh man, a great sale on Steam. Probably not anymore, I wouldn't think, by the time this comes up. But
I forget when the sales go to, but
yeah,
I think it's January 1st or 2nd.
Yeah, so then it won't be up anymore.
Yeah.
This goes up on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, dude, just so much fun. Having a blast with it. I don't know if I'll ever play the multiplayer or anything like that, but from what I've heard, I'm not really missing out on too much.
Yeah, I heard it's been improved and stuff.
Yeah, but I'm just not a big multiplayer fan to begin with. But yeah, no, really loving it so far. I think I'm probably about a third of the way through, maybe. Stuck a decent amount of time in there. Yeah, decent amount. I think it's only like 8 hours.
Yeah.
So... okay, I did that, and this isn't a video game. This is literally the only other thing I did. I watched the original Trilogy, which I was doing some thinking, and I realized I hadn't seen any of those movies in 20 years, which like sounds like an insane amount of time, especially because I'm 24. So the last time I saw them, I was 4. I barely even remember it. Like I remember nothing about those movies. And I was texting you the whole time. I was like, yo, shit, this is lit. Like I do not remember this. What the fuck? Like just messaging you the whole time. And it was, it was a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
I think the big thing that brought on me wanting to watch those was Rogue One.
Yeah, definitely. It just leads in so well.
Yeah, this isn't a spoiler, but like Rogue One, just you could literally have a little commercial break, then boom, you're in New Hope.
Yeah,
that's all you need. You're right there. You're in it. And through watching the original trilogy again, it's very clear to me that New Hope is just okay. I don't know. It's like its budget was clearly pretty low, especially in comparison to the other movies.
Yeah.
The acting, not the best. Luke is pretty fucking wooden, and Carrie Fisher can't decide if she wants to be British or, American. She has no idea what she wants to do with her voice. So, and then the thing is, which I can't really blame the movie for, I blame George Lucas for. I was watching, I think it was the 2004 special edition. So it was shitty CG in there, just thrown in sometimes. Changes. When I would rather the old like 70s practical effects, like that would be much better personally. But anyway, so yeah, I got through that, but then I get to Empire. Mm-hmm. Holy shit, that movie's still really good. Like really good. Like it's a dark as fuck movie. And I was talking with my buddy Wayne about it last night, and he's like, that's a movie where at no point do the good guys really win.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that's fair. I mean, maybe in the Battle of Hoth at the very beginning, but it almost results in Luke dying and being stuffed inside of a tauntaun. So is that really a win? I don't think so.
Yeah.
And then you have Jedi, and it's good. It's pretty good. It's really bloated.
Yes.
It's
got a bunch of like what feels off topic stuff.
Yeah, like the whole Jabba thing. I mean, I guess it ties up the debt that Han Solo was talking about in New Hope, but it just felt a little unnecessary and a little shoehorned in to make cool characters like Jabba so that people would want to buy the action figure and would want to buy the Boba Fett action figure. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of what it felt like, and something that was amplified to the nth degree in the prequels.
Yeah.
And I think that's just, I don't know. The best way I can encapsulate it is that scene in Jabba's palace when there's the musical number and that person's singing the alien thing or whatever. And I think that scene is just so clear to me that George Lucas really didn't exactly know what he had with this franchise, because that shit was the stuff he would push for. And that was the stuff he was like, this is what makes it awesome. And fans are like, I mean, it's fine. It's cool. I would rather see battles. I'd rather learn more about the Jedi and
Star Wars.
Yeah, absolutely. It's called Star fucking Wars, dude. Like I get that it's helping set up the environment, but I think there are better ways to do that than just a lot of fucking puppets and like those kind of things. And I don't know, it's whatever. But Jedi does have a really awesome ending battle section that has kind of on three fronts, which I heard Gary Whitta, he was one of the lead writers on Rogue One, talking about, and how that was his favorite part of that movie is, they have the people down on Endor. So you have Leia and Han, and they're trying to shut down the shields.
Yep.
And then you have Lando and his crew up there trying to take out the Death Star. Mm-hmm. And then you have Luke with Darth Vader and the Emperor in there in the room. So it's kind of a battle on three fronts, and each action of each group kind of impacts the other one, and then you can directly see that change. So it's like this feels like this big, massive, epic scale battle. And I think it was very clear that was one of his inspirations for the battle on Scarif in Rogue One, because I watched Rogue One and then I watched Jedi, and I was like, yeah, you can definitely see that in there.
It's three battles in three different places.
Yeah, and
at the same time,
they really tied in nice. Yeah, and I don't know, it's really nice to see that. And I felt like that was something that was really heavily borrowed as well in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I think Guardians of the Galaxy did it better than Rogue One, actually. But,
Rogue One calls itself out. About doing it way too much.
Absolutely. And my buddy watched it again, same guy, Wayne, and he said he didn't like it as much the first time because the first like act and a half are just kind of muddled.
Yeah.
But to that, I would have to argue that they're trying to set up so many characters for you to care about that, I'm not going to spoil it, but like things may not work out for them. You know what I mean? Like, and they only have one movie to set up everything to these characters, but in Jedi, they had 3 movies to do that.
Yeah.
When they had this big epic battle, that things may not go so well for people. So they definitely had to have that setup in the beginning, and I wouldn't say it was muddled. I don't know. What do you think? Now that you've had time to reflect on it a little more.
It was not quick paced, but I really didn't mind it.
Okay.
Yeah, people said it was slow and stuff. I found it interesting enough. And
yeah.
Trying to figure out who the characters were and learning about them and stuff. That was all good.
Nice. Okay, now to go into next, personally, I want to jump into our anticipated things of 2017. I think that'd be a nice break from this. Okay, cool. So we were just talking about movies. Let's talk about movies right now. Now, we got a lot of cool movies coming out this year, and this is going to be the year of the superhero movies. I feel like that's something that people say every year, but this one in particular, really interested in it. Now, the first movie that I'm excited for coming out in 2017 is Power Rangers. I know it's probably going to suck.
I think it's going to be hot trash.
But like I mean, dude.
It just seems like they don't get it.
I don't know. I'm excited. I know it's probably going to suck, but I'm still excited.
As long as you know.
I don't know. It's one of those things of like, it's like a car crash. You kind of just can't look away.
Yeah.
And maybe you should, but maybe you shouldn't at the same time. So, it's coming out on March 24th, and it's being produced by Lionsgate. Mm-hmm. So you're not looking forward to this one at all. Are you even going to see it?
Maybe. It's kind of like with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies. Like, I hope for them to be good.
Right.
But I'm like, okay, I'm not going to spend money in theaters on it. I'll wait until later.
Okay.
And then it's like, either the one was really bad and one was okay.
Yeah.
And I'm just, nah.
No dice. Not feeling it.
Not doing it.
I mean, I hyped it up a little bit when I started talking about it. I may see it. Yeah. We'll see. I've never been that big of a Power Rangers fan.
Yeah.
It's never really appealed to me much in that way. But you know what I am stoked for? The next movie, the next big movie that I'm looking forward to next year is Logan, coming out on March 3rd in 2017, produced by Fox.
Yeah.
Dude, that trailer is awesome. I really hope that actually resembles kind of what the movie's like, because it gives a total Last of Us vibe.
Yeah.
In it. And it's old Logan, and he's kind of grizzled, and he has to take care of this girl.
Yeah.
And it seems intense as fuck.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they took some inspiration from like Last of Us.
Yeah.
However, like, I feel from the clips they were showing in that trailer, the mood of those clips didn't actually match the music. I feel like they cut it in very specific ways to try and make it match. But other than that, it looked kind of generic superhero movie-esque.
We'll see.
We'll see how much like they play off the old man vibe and how gruesome they go with the violence and stuff. Like, I think that'll be really important.
Well, it is an R-rated film.
Yeah.
So it's good to see that. And
probably
maybe
just him saying that F word more than once.
Yeah, it could be. And it could be gratuitous violence. But like, is that something people want to see from Wolverine? Because what I've gathered from fan reaction is yes.
Yeah.
I think people want to see an over-the-top, ripping people apart Wolverine, some bad motherfucker that just fucks shit up.
Somebody who's like actually scary.
Yeah. And I don't think that's something we got in the more kind of kid-friendly Fox movies. But I'm not of the mindset that making everything R-rated makes it better, because it doesn't. And I think that's a mindset that people took away from Deadpool, being like, well, Deadpool was R-rated and it was awesome. Yeah, but it was awesome because it was different.
Yeah.
If you have, something comes out there saying fuck shit and ripping people apart, that doesn't necessarily make it a good movie.
Although, like, if they're targeting like 14A or whatever, maybe they're doing less than they want to, like limiting themselves in order to get that. So, yeah, I think it depends. I think, like, in Deadpool definitely makes sense. Just go for R, because like you're limiting yourself way too much with 14A. Right. And I feel like Wolverine movies are in the same camp where they probably should just go right to R, because 14A is going to limit them too much from holding true to who the character is.
Right. Also, I just noticed I messed up. Logan comes out first, then Power Rangers, because March 3rd is before March 24th. But then we move into probably my most anticipated movie of 2017, and that's Guardians of the Galaxy, coming out May 5th, produced by Marvel and Disney, obviously. But oh my God. Oh, Kevin, I am very excited.
Should be good.
Very excited for this movie. The trailer, awesome.
Yeah.
And we actually both just watched a video on this I sent to you.
A little bit, yeah.
About color grading in the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
And how the color grading in this one actually does look better.
Yeah.
Looks like an improvement.
Yeah, so they're switching their camera that they're using with this one.
Yeah.
And yeah, from the trailer, it seems like it's got legitimate color grading and stuff on it.
Yeah, which is nice. But aside from that nerdy stuff, the movie itself looks good, because we were talking about it a second ago, with the three different sections of the fight and everything like that. Like, Guardians is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's so good, and it obviously takes a lot of inspiration from Star Wars and things like that. Like it's a space opera. It's an epic.
It is.
It's and it's got some great characters in it.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to see them fleshed out a little more in the new movie, and maybe it'll start to tie in to the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe a little more. Maybe.
Yeah, I really hope they do. I think that'd make it really cool.
And it may just be something as simple as like in the end we get like a little cameo of someone. That's probably what it's going to be, and then we'll probably see the two of them really team up in fucking Infinity Wars. Yeah, and I think that's when it's really going to take off. But yeah, really excited for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yeah, I'm worried. I'm slightly worried.
Really?
That Little Groot is going to be an annoying character.
Okay. I think you're totally wrong. Because you're stupid. Yeah. Okay, what makes you say that?
I think it was mostly from the trailer.
He was hilarious and adorable.
A little bit adorable. I don't know. I just don't find much humor in the not understanding.
Don't press this button. It's gonna blow up the world. I am Groot. And then he has this, that was fucking funny, dude. Seriously.
Funny the first time, but like
the second time it was like he's like, I'm Groot. I am Groot. I am. And the finger comes down. He's like, no, that's not what we do.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just dragged on for too long, and I feel like a full movie of that kind of humor. It's like, I get it. Little Groot doesn't understand.
But at the same time, it's a pretty full cast. So I don't know how much stage time Groot is actually going to get to become that annoying. Maybe.
Yeah.
Plus, you'll have I assume that's probably towards the end of the movie. And you'll have more time to establish with that character and be like, okay, like it'll maybe be less annoying by the time you actually get to him. Even though I don't think it's annoying, and I think you're crazy for thinking that. But yeah, dude. So I'm really excited for that one. Scanning my list to see the next one, and it looks like it is. Now, I didn't expect to put this one on the list, to be totally honest, and I didn't even know it was going to be a movie. But for those of you out there that also read Captain Underpants, there is going to be a Captain Underpants movie, and it's called The First Epic Movie, made with DreamWorks, produced by Fox, or distributed by Fox, I should say, coming out June 2nd of 2017, Kev. Now, have you read these books when you were
so
young?
much?
Yeah.
Every Scholastic Book Fair.
Absolutely. I feel like that's such a Canada thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's a Canadian thing, for sure.
So now, for those who don't know what a Scholastic Book Fair is, at your school, like the Scholastic Company, I guess.
I think other countries do like kind of the book fair thing.
Yeah, they would show up.
They would show up, set up camp in your library.
Yeah.
And you could go and you could buy books. Or you could do a book order.
Yeah, you could do a book order. So they give you like a brochure of things, and then you could look through them and you could find. Sometimes there were neat knickknacks in there too.
Yeah, there was usually toys. And
you try and convince your parents, be like, I need this. So you're like, no,
I got a radio kit.
Nice.
There once, built my own radio.
Did it? Cool. Did it work?
Yeah.
Nice. Did it work on FM and AM, or just AM? Amplitude modulation, or was it frequency modulation as well? Because that's more interesting.
Don't remember which it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. For those who don't know, the difference between AM and FM is the amplitude modulation. So the height of the actual peaks, and then the frequency modulation is the like wavelength of the actual waves. It's kind of cool. Anyway, Captain Underpants looks dope. Well, actually, I don't even know if it looks dope. I haven't seen trailers for it or anything like that. I think they're going for an animated style because live action would be ridiculous. Imagine how funny that would be, though.
That dude in his underwear the whole time. Be pretty gross, probably.
It would be real bad, and I feel like the whole set would just smell bad. You know what I mean? Like you'd show up, you're like, no, that's the Underpants flick, eh? I'm good. I'm good. I think my favorite thing of those books was how they would rearrange the signs.
Yeah.
At the beginning, like they would, there'd be a sign that would say something, then these kids would show up and they would flip it all around to some type of anagram that would spell like poop farts or something, something goofy like that. And it was good.
It's just full of toilet humor.
I assume this movie's going to totally bomb. There's probably no other answer for it. Am I going to see it? Probably not. Am I probably going to download it like a dirty, dirty pirate someday? Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm pretty excited for that. I'm happy that it's happening more than anything, but I may see it. I may not. We'll see. So the next one we got coming out is a movie I'm much more excited for. Spider-Man Homecoming, produced by Marvel in collaboration with Sony, coming out July 7th in 2017. This has Tom Holland in it. We saw him in Civil War.
Yeah.
He's a pretty good Spider-Man so far.
Yeah.
And with the Trilogy indication, we're dealing with a much younger Spider-Man, a much more awkward, kind of high schooly, less whiny Spider-Man than Tobey Maguire. Because he was a weenie. I think Andrew Garfield did a decent job, but he just didn't quite... I don't know. First movie was pretty good. Second movie was real fucking bloated. And real all over the place. So I really hope that they don't fall into something like that. And it seems like they're not.
Yeah.
It seems like the big bad in this one is Vulture. And that's what they're going for.
Should be good. I'm just glad they're doing Green Goblin again.
He's been done.
He's been done a lot.
Yeah. And he's not even that cool of a villain. He's just some dude. He's like a lame ass Iron Man.
He makes a flying hoverboard thing and throws grenades at people.
I'll get you a Spider-Man. Like it's stupid.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But that being said, the villain they have in this one is a man with a bird suit. So it's really not that.
I like to think of it as a sequel to Birdman.
Birdman. What's Birdman? Yeah. That movie with didn't that also have Keaton in it?
Movie. Yeah. It's the same actor.
That's hilarious. Actually. Maybe he's just reprising that role, but from what I saw in the trailer, he looks like a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's like, I will kill you, and everyone. It's like, I feel like that's a moment where Peter Parker's just like, I'm in way over my head right now.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's gonna kill me. That's because his only fight before this, or we can kind of assume, is probably the one with the Avengers, when it was like everyone was kind of pulling their punches a little bit, like no one really wanted to hurt each other. And then with this guy saying to him, I'm gonna kill you and everybody you know. Oh, okay. We're fighting for real now, eh? Yeah. This is for keeps. And I really like how it seems like we're gonna have Tony Stark as kind of the mentor character for Spider-Man in this movie. But like we've had so many films to know Tony Stark so that like we know he's kind of going to be funny in that role. Like, he's not going to embrace it very well. He doesn't give off the dad vibes too great. And I think that's something that was great in that scene when he goes over to reach the door for him. And then Peter thinks he's hugging him. He's like, I'm not hugging you. I'm just opening the door, man. So I hope we get things like that. And I hope we get to see that kind of a, not almost like a father-son relationship between the two of them.
But like a real awkward one.
Yeah. I think, well, I mean, Spider-Man just kind of oozes awkward as a character.
Yeah.
He's like the awkward boy. And that's what he does. So I'm excited for it, Kev. But I think I'm almost more excited for War Planet of the Apes. Oh my God.
I haven't seen any of these movies.
Dude,
yet.
the first one is okay. The second one, I loved it so much. My brother and I just dug it. It's being produced by Fox, coming out July 14th of 2017. And I mean, I'm just really excited.
Yeah. I imagine it's probably what you expect.
Oh, yeah. It's monkeys and humans duking it out.
In war.
It's rad. It's awesome. You should really watch them. The first one with James Franco is not too bad. It sets up a good kind of story for, oh my God. I can't think of his name, but the original ape to start it all off.
Yeah.
And Caesar. And so he sets it up.
Yeah.
And then in the second one, shit goes a little south and there's some infighting between the apes and the humans. And there's like factions definitely divided at this point. And then in the third one, it seems like the apes are more evolved. They're actually talking, using more words and communication, and becoming more advanced in their weaponry and the way they go about trying to take down the humans. So it's kind of like this is war. Like it's either us or them.
Yeah,
and that's how it's going to be. And the humans obviously want to fight back.
Yeah,
at a much bigger scale than in the second one. So I'm stoked, man. But you got monkeys riding horses. That's just rad. That's
looks kind of funny.
Oh man, but like they're kind of intimidating too.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that's lent really well by Andy Serkis, who does the motion for Caesar in the Planet of the Apes movies. And if you don't know who Andy Serkis is,
he's Gollum.
You've definitely seen him.
Yeah.
Exactly. He is Gollum. He's in so much other stuff too.
So much stuff.
It's interesting that someone could have a talent like that, and it's something that you don't even think about, but being able to move around in a situation to give that weight to a character.
He is the mocap actor.
Because
nobody does it better.
It's kind of weird to relate with a totally fictitious character that's not even there for the actors to see, or anything like that. But with him, he's able to give them something to work with. You know what I mean? That he's able to, just in the way he moves about, give emotion to a character that, you know, it's a monkey. Like it's
just perfected body language.
Absolutely. And it's really interesting to see that. And he's definitely a master of his craft. Yeah. And I think he has yet to win an Oscar. And I think that's a bit of a shame.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right? Because like, I don't know, he should.
Maybe just no appropriate category.
Maybe.
If there was, he'd just win it every year, though.
Yeah. Just like, well, it's Andy again. Good job, buddy. Everyone else gets a participation medal. So the next one. Now, have you seen this first movie, Kingsman?
Kingsman was like the biggest surprise.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming at all.
Where did I watch it for the first time? It was on a plane.
Okay.
I just had nothing else to watch. I'm like, okay, that's spy comedy. I can get behind that.
Yeah.
And then it was like one of my favorite movies.
It's really, really good.
Yeah.
And we're getting a sequel. It's Kingsman: The Golden Circle, produced by Fox, coming out October 6th, 2017. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
It looks freaking awesome.
It does.
I don't know. That's all I have to say about it. Like, I haven't even seen a trailer for it, but it's just, I loved the first movie so much that I'm like, I'm on board. I'm in.
Straight up.
Whatever we're doing, I'm with it. It's a spy movie that doesn't take itself too seriously and understands all the tropes of other spy movies.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's good. They do things that you don't expect.
Yeah.
And a big character dies at one point and you're like, whoa, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Like it's
like Austin Powers, but serious.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a good way to put it. And it's much smarter than Austin Powers.
Definitely.
But it has some weird stuff in it too. Like the main character has an over-the-top lisp. That's not even. It's like what? Or like he's grossed out by blood. He's like, ugh, yuck. It's kind of funny to have a bad guy like that. But he's very much a very bad guy. Yeah. So I don't even know what the second movie's about. I have no idea.
The Golden Circle, apparently.
The Golden Circle. And I'm very, very on board. So next one, we got another one. I'm saying I'm super excited for every one of these movies because I pretty much am. We got
they're on the list.
Thor Ragnarok, produced by Marvel, obviously, with Disney, coming out November 3rd, 2017. Mm-hmm. And this one seems really interesting. It's basically kind of almost the closest thing we're going to get to a Planet Hulk movie.
Yep.
And it's like a buddy comedy action movie between Hulk and Thor, and I think Doctor Strange is in there helping him out too, and that's that's a winning cast, dude. I feel like that.
The things that I like about it is that it's the three most powerful characters.
Yeah.
In the Marvel, or three most powerful heroes in the Marvel universe has been introduced yet.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I really hope they just like unleash them.
Yeah, because the other guys are like fairly normal. Like you have. Who's the craziest one other than that? Maybe Captain America, and even then, he's just a really strong dude.
Yeah, I know.
And then you got Iron Man, who's really good at making machines.
Well, I guess there is.
Oh, no, Vision. Vision's powerful as fuck, actually.
Like, yeah.
And
Vision and Scarlet Witch.
Yeah. So they're not in this.
Kind of up there, but yeah.
They're up there, but I mean, Thor's a fucking god.
Yeah.
Hulk is pretty much invincible and just will rip shit apart.
Yeah.
He just keeps getting stronger the more pissed off he gets. And then Doctor Strange,
if he doesn't like somebody, he can just banish them to a different dimension.
Yeah, and like
he's just like, bye.
I think he can pretty much do anything. Like from what's shown in the end of his movie, like that dude, he can do a lot of shit. He can do a lot of
time.
He can fuck with time. That's some next level stuff. So I feel like this movie is going to be really interesting. And I mean, Ragnarok is end of days. Like it's apocalypse in Norse mythology, and it's part of the storyline in Thor where shit goes south. And I'm really excited to see that. And it's something that they were setting up in Civil War, right? Where he takes
like,
no, it wasn't Civil War. It was Age of Ultron. Yeah. Where he takes that shower or whatever. It was weird. But
I think it's like purpose is to cut the ties between Thor and Asgard.
Okay.
So that Thor is just on Earth all the time, which is a little more convenient for them.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, maybe it's inconvenient because they have to explain why Thor isn't in these movies where people need help.
Yeah, it's like, no, he's just hanging out. Okay, what? Yeah, man. No, I'm really, really excited to see this one. I don't think we've seen any trailers or anything of it. Not too much leaked information other than we know that those three characters are definitely going to be in it.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I'm stoked.
Yeah.
Super duper stoked. Okay, now the final one we got, I think it's the final one. Yep. Final one on the list is Star Wars Episode 8, produced by Disney, coming out December 15th, 2017. Yeah.
I'm just so interested in what they're going to do with the story arc. Because like episode 7 was obviously like just kind of like a retelling of A New Hope, sort of.
But much better. But yeah.
Much better, but it was the same kind of like format of movie.
Well, it's a hero's journey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Are they going to like follow an Empire style storyline, or are they going to do different awesome shit? Like, I don't know. I have a huge amount of faith.
Well, the way they set up the end of 7, which I mean, there are going to be minor spoilers here, but sorry, you should see it. You really should see 7.
By
yeah, exactly. It seems like Luke is going to be like the Yoda to Rey. Maybe that's kind of how that was set up, I would assume. But the parentage of Rey is probably going to be the interesting aspect of it. Now, a lot of people, it seems obvious for it to be Luke, and maybe too obvious. I think a more interesting answer is that she is the daughter of Han and Leia. Therefore, the sister of Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
So that could be interesting because obviously it was established that Ren knew about her because he was like, "What girl?" Like he had a pretty good fucking idea.
He knows there's another
exactly
force capable person out there.
Yeah, and I mean it would make sense for them to be related. Plus, if Luke were to be banging someone, who would Luke be banging? I don't know.
The extended universe did have a character.
But that
was well liked.
Gone.
Well, like, that's gone. It's not canon anymore, but like they've been feeding off of a lot of stuff that was in the extended universe and bringing it in to the cinematic universe now, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think a lot of people would be really, really happy if they brought that character in. I cannot remember the name of her right now, but apparently she was like a super awesome character.
Okay.
So that's an idea. Maybe it'll happen.
Maybe it'll happen. Maybe it won't happen. I'm really just excited to see more of it.
Yes.
it's going to be rad, dude. Very, very pumped. So those are anticipated movies of 2017. Now we're going on to the games. I'm going to try my best to do them in order, but I didn't write them down in order because I'm a dummy. But the first one...
sort of in order. Once we get into the on-set release dates.
Yeah. So first one we got coming out in 2017 that I'm really stoked for, Nioh by Team Ninja. In help with Sony. It is a console exclusive coming out February 7th, 2017. Dude, this looks rad. It looks like a Ninja Gaiden, almost like an Onimusha, like Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm there. I'm on board.
Yeah, just be a samurai, chop some shit up.
Yeah, it apparently it's really tough.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. Do you think you're gonna play it?
I imagine I probably will.
Okay.
Looks pretty cool.
Maybe.
Pretty excited for it.
I was thinking of doing videos on it if it comes out to be good. If it's shit, then we probably won't even touch it. But
yeah. I have hesitations. It might just be kind of unimpressive.
Like a Souls-like a Lords of the Fallen or something like that. Yeah.
I imagine it's going to be better than Lords of the Fallen.
I hope so. That game's getting a sequel. It did not end up on this list.
Yeah. Ian B has been playing Nioh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He likes it.
Yeah. He likes it, not like a huge amount, but
okay.
In general.
Okay. Interesting.
It.
Very interesting. Now, the next big one to be coming out in February is, I imagine you're stoked on this one.
Halo Wars 2.
Yes.
And 343 Industries, coming to
Microsoft,
PC.
February 21st, 2017. How you feeling about this one, Kev?
It's been a while since I've dipped into the RTS genre hard.
Yeah.
But I'm very, very ready for it.
Yeah.
And the Halo Wars is just like the story in Halo Wars 1, stupid well done.
Okay.
It's the same people doing Halo Wars 2. It's not 343. It's actually 343 in some other company, but it's like 343 just kind of mentoring or guiding.
On the Wikipedia page, it did say 343 with Microsoft, but there's another company there too.
Another company
oh, okay, my bad.
Technically doing it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's Halo Wars 1, they did the story really, really well, and everything was interesting. It just felt cool. It felt like you're commanding armies in the Halo universe, and I don't know, it was just a really, really cool sci-fi setting to be in. So with Halo Wars 2, they're fixing the biggest issue, which is being on console.
Yeah.
It still is on console, but now it'll also be on computer.
You can play it on PC.
I am kind of interested to see if they'll improve the console experience for RTS more.
Right.
Because they definitely did big leaps with Halo Wars 1 over our previous Command and Conquer type stuff. But yeah, I just want to play it on PC. I just want to play through it. Yeah, I want to see what new heroes they have in there, new heroes' abilities. What I like the most about this game is the big bad villain is a brute. which
Okay.
was in Halo 3 and then hasn't, like, they haven't been mentioned pretty much since.
Really?
Like 343 Industries have just like ignored their existence, which is annoying because I like them as an enemy so much more than like whatever the Fallen Covenant guys are, or these new Promethean guys. Like,
it's all Greek to me, dude.
yeah, no, well, it's generic kind of stuff. I'd rather these big, bad, scary, ape-like aliens
Yeah.
being the bad guys, which seems like it'll be, which is pretty sweet.
Stoked on that. Plus, they kind of seem like orcs. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's where you're coming in there. You're
Yeah,
like,
a
yeah,
little bit.
they're the orcs. So now the next one we got is Horizon Zero Dawn, produced by Guerrilla Games, or I should say, developed by Guerrilla Games, published by Sony. So it is a console exclusive for the PS4, and it's coming out February 28th, 2017. Dude, I am hyped on this.
Yeah.
So hyped on this. So Guerrilla, if you don't know, they did the Killzone games. Never liked them, never cared about them.
Yep.
I'm sure they're fine, but Horizon Zero Dawn definitely looks like something I can fuck with. Really into
I really don't like the name.
Why?
When I read that name, I just don't relate it to the setting of
Sounds
the
like a
game
war
at
movie or
all.
something, or yeah.
Yeah, because it's like prehistoric with robots is what it is, and Horizon Zero Dawn.
Dinosaur robots.
Dinosaur robots.
That's fucking awesome.
just don't relate
It's
to Horizon
so
Zero Dawn to that.
rad.
Yeah, it's a really cool setting.
And something cool about that studio is they also are now, they're not licensing their engine, but they basically gave their engine to, oh my God, Kojima. I was thinking of his name for a second there, so that he can work on Death Stranding. So I'm really excited. So like if their engine's that bitch and the Kojima's like, yeah, I can fuck with this. I think they're really onto something. And yeah, I think this is definitely going to become a big kind of tentpole for Sony as one of their first party games.
Yeah.
And I think we're definitely going to get another sequel in the PS4's lifetime.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope it doesn't flop. It doesn't seem like it's going to flop. It seems like they know what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't anticipate myself liking the game so much because it is open world RPG.
Yeah.
And I tend not to get into those so much.
So's the new Zelda.
Yeah, I know.
So...
But
we'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, no, I'm really excited for this. I'm surprised that you're not stoked. I mean, I guess you don't really like the open world
I don't
games
get
that
into
much.
those games as much. So
yeah, I don't know, man. It's just the way you can tackle combat in situations like there's a big dinosaur. You got to take it out. You can go literally AT-AT style, and you can take it out at the legs with some wires and stuff, or you can run around there with your bow and try and take it out. You can attack it while on a mount, right? And then you can rip out parts of it and explode its battery, and it's sick. I'm so excited for this game, and I really hope it delivers.
I'm skeptical on how well it turns out in the game because a lot of that stuff just seemed very E3 staged.
Right.
Stuff.
Apparently, though, in behind closed doors, they went about it in a totally different way, and it was still as big and bombastic. So I'm hoping they're able to deliver on that promise a little bit. Now, the next game, it seems, would be Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Mm-hmm.
Coming out, it's obviously made by Nintendo.
Switch.
Sometime March.
Yeah.
We would assume. 2017.
They said the Switch is coming out in March.
Yeah. But it's supposed to be a launch date. It may get pushed.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It already got pushed once, so.
Yeah. So how you feeling about this one, Kev?
It looks really, really interesting. Seems kind of like an open world survival game.
Okay.
Which is an interesting take for Legend of Zelda, but it's also kind of cool because it kind of falls back on a lot more of the design of the first game.
Yeah.
The very first Legend of Zelda game, which was much more open world. So yeah, it seems like it'll be cool. I have no idea how it's actually going to turn out. From the sounds of things, everybody's having a freaking blast with it.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun.
Cool, and it seems like there's a shit ton of stuff you can do with the environment, and I feel like it's going to end up feeling like a lot different than most open world games.
Yeah.
Because it's Nintendo, and Nintendo don't play other games.
They only play their own games.
Yeah.
They really do. They're like the Kanye of the... He only listens to his own music ever. But honestly, this is the only Zelda game that's come out that's about to come out that's really piqued my interest. Mm-hmm. All the other ones, I'm like, it's a Zelda game, fine. Again, if you've listened to this podcast for a while, you know that that's not really something that speaks to me. And the fact that this does, I'm thinking about a Switch. I probably will never get one. I'll probably just play a bit of yours, because I assume you're going to get one. Maybe not. But yeah, I'm interested to see what it looks like. It seems like there's some really interesting things with the environment going on here.
Yeah.
Like the grass will just start burning down, and then there's like wind effects, and there's physics on everything.
Yeah.
That's
like
cool.
You can just cut down trees and walk on them. And if
Yeah,
the
and
tree
you can
happens to cross the river, then you can cross the river.
And you can climb like any wall as long as you have enough stamina to do so.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited to see what they're able to do with something like that. Now, the next one, while it has been out in Japan for a while, worldwide release of Persona 5, produced by Atlus with Sony, as it is a console exclusive, is coming out April 4th of 2017. Now, this is like a full-on JRPG.
Yeah, this is
because
deep.
A lot of people like Persona 4. Persona 4 Golden, I think, really found its legs on the PS Vita, and it does have a hardcore following. I think it's going to be really good.
Yeah.
Definitely not a type of game for me, but I think it is something worth bringing up in this podcast. Have you ever fucked with any of these games at all?
I've not played any Persona games, no.
I hear the best part is, I mean, there's combat and everything like that, but I guess the best part is the relationships that you make with the characters.
Yeah.
Because there's just so many like dialogue options, and the characters are so deep and so weird. Like there's this one guy who just wears a teddy bear costume because he wears a teddy bear costume. That's just what he's like.
It's his character.
Yeah, and I guess you kind of grow to love him over time. And yeah, no, I don't have much more to say about it as much as I'm excited for it. I'll probably never play it. I don't know if it's something that'll speak to me, but I think it's worth bringing up because it does look interesting. Now, the next one that I know you're going to play because you've already pre-ordered it is something I also usually go against, but I'll accept it because you got to play it early. That is Yooka-Laylee by Playtonic Games, coming out April 11th, 2017. How excited are you, Kevin?
So excited.
Yeah, so you played the toy box or whatever it's called.
Yeah, the
What'd
toy
you think?
box.
Yeah.
I don't know. It felt good. It seems like they have a good setup of things. The humor definitely seems like it's there.
Yeah.
I'm excited to meet more of the characters in the world because that's really what makes those games. You know, all the characters and all the silly shenanigans you get into.
And the music,
like that.
but yeah.
And yeah, the music. And the music was
on point. Very good. Yeah, very
that
good.
one track that was in the game.
Yeah.
And it's really, really awesome. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah. So do you think they're going to be able to deliver on that promise of nostalgia that it seems like they're giving you people?
I think so, because like I feel like they're going to like reference some of that stuff a good bit.
Right.
And then from there on, they'll just be a good game. Because it seems like so far they're just making a good game.
Right.
And it's been so long since we've seen like the 3D platformer collectathon too. So like, yeah, it's pretty exciting.
It's been a while for sure. Now, it looks like the next one may be South Park, The Fractured But Whole, produced by, or developed, I should say, by Ubisoft San Francisco, coming out sometime Q1 of 2017.
Yeah.
So, again, you were just talking about the Stick of Truth. Now, they took a different approach to this. It's more of like a tactics kind of battle.
Yeah, they're doing like a different genre.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the genre is totally different. Superheroes is what they're going for. And they're totally riffing on Marvel the whole time as they're kind of having like an infighting war on how they should produce their movies. If they should start off with a Netflix series or if they should, do a 3-part of whatever. And yeah, it looks fun. The combat looks a lot deeper. And that's probably your biggest gripe that you will have with Stick of Truth, aside from the tutorial that apparently you don't like, is the combat.
I don't know. The combat seems very Paper Mario-like, which I like.
It's pretty simple. It's pretty shallow. There's not really
kind of like Paper Mario.
It's not as deep as Paper Mario. Trust me. Just keep playing the game. You'll get into it. But the Fractured But Whole takes more of a tactics approach where you're able to move around the map and position yourself, and it's more position-based combat, and that looks really interesting. And I think you can damage your own guys with like area of effect attacks.
Yeah.
So you really have to manage your units like that, and it looks fun, and it still has that hilarious comedy to it. Yeah. It's a funny game. It's written by like the South Park writers, like Matt and Trey are involved heavily in the writing process, and the artists that work on South Park are working on this game too, right? So like it still is going to look like an episode of South Park, which is awesome. And apparently is really hard to do, even though they intended making South Park to make it look like trash. Now it's all animated and not made with paper anymore, but still very excited for that game that should be coming out in Q1 of 2017. Now, we're getting into all the quarters and everything, so I'm just going to not really go by things by date. But another one that should be coming out sometime Q1 is Sea of Thieves by Rare with Microsoft. So it is a console exclusive for the Xbox One, and it's coming out in Q1 of 2017. What do you think of this one, Kev?
It looks really interesting.
Yeah.
I like the kind of pirate thing, and it seems like it's very kind of open world. You can do whatever you want. So, like, I don't know. I'll buy a game where I can just be a drunk pirate all the time.
Yeah, it seems like you can be a pirate with your buddies and just, like, sail a ship. And something that seems cool about it is, like, when you're steering the ship, right? You can't see anything because there's a massive sail in your way.
Yeah.
So your friends have to be like, no, starboard. Okay, port. And, they'll probably say left and right. But it'd be cool if they said the other way. But yeah, no, it looks interesting. I'm not near as on board as a lot of other people are.
Yeah.
But I don't like multiplayer games. So
I feel like they need to show a little more like gameplay kind of stuff for it. Because it's like, there needs to be at least some overarching goal. And I imagine they'll do some like legendary treasure,
right,
something like that. But yeah, I
don't know what it's all about.
Should be fun at the very least.
Yeah. Now another one that should be coming out in Q1 or Q2 of 2017 is Prey by Arcane and Bethesda. The game that we thought we'd never get. It's supposed to be like Prey 2, wasn't it? Way back when.
Yeah,
because Prey was talked about forever.
Yeah, I was making it or something. I don't know. This one's had a weird story.
Had a really weird development cycle. So I don't even know what Prey is all about. It looks like you can transform into a cup from what I saw from a video, which is interesting.
I think it's kind of one of those.
I've never fucked with it.
It's a first-person shooter story game.
Okay.
So, I don't know, a little bit Dead Space-like.
Like a BioShock?
Probably less like BioShock, more like Dead Space. Is what I'm getting from it anyway.
Isn't Dead Space third person, dude?
Yeah, it is. But still, shooter. Who fucking cares about first versus third?
Me. A lot.
You too?
Absolutely. Which is why this next one on my list has like very high on the list. Mass Effect Andromeda by BioWare and EA coming out in Q1 and Q2 of 2017. Oh my God. Because now if this game was a first person game, it never would have hooked me with Mass Effect 1. But the fact that it is a third person, you can see your character. It's just, I don't know, man. You play it differently. You do play it differently. You do, Kevin. You do.
Look around corners.
I'm so excited for Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah.
So fucking excited. But like,
Cool.
I don't know if it's going to tie into the decisions that you made in the original trilogy at all, which is fine.
It seems like they've done something to separate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lot, so,
but no, man, I'm very, very stoked on it. The one thing I don't like, and it's kind of a dumb complaint, is that the combat looks like there's a lot going on. It looks like a lot of fun, but like, I don't know, my favorite one was Mass Effect 1, where the combat was very much kind of standard, and you were managing your guys the whole time, and that was the fun part of it. But this one looks like you're going to be so busy jumping around and ground slamming people and jumping about that you won't really be able to manage your guys.
Looks like Dragon Age Inquisition.
Yeah, which again also took back a lot of the management of your units. Well, not your units, so your party with you, which is a lot less fun, or a lot less fun for me at least. I would rather do something like that, but I imagine it's still gonna have an awesome story. Gonna have some great choices for you to make. Awesome side missions, very big epic world. You can explore like everything on your. It's not the Mako anymore. It's some type of new vehicle that I forget what it's called, but. Yeah, man, really excited for Andromeda coming out in 2017, Q1, Q2. Now, it looks like the next one we got here is... I'm reading. Let's go with Cuphead. It's coming out sometime in 2017. It's produced by studio MDHR. It is a Microsoft Xbox One exclusive. Cuphead looks cool.
Looks cool. It's like a cartoon. That's a video game.
But it's interesting. The game started off as like a boss rush game.
Yeah.
That's what it was going to be. And people were like, no, we want platforming. We want levels and things like that. So like, okay. So they came up with something, and it kind of looks almost like a Mega Man or like a Mega Man X.
Yeah.
And people are maybe a little less stoked on it, but the art style is still fantastic. It looks like you said, like an old cartoon, like a Steamboat Willie kind of.
Yeah.
Right? Like
really old
very, very old Disney. And I can fuck with that.
Yeah.
I can absolutely fuck with that. Should be fun. I'm not very good at the Mega Man type games, but I may be able to give an exception for this one and just give it a go, have some fun, get in there, get all nasty up on it. Now, the next one is Crash Bandicoot N. Sane Trilogy. developed by Vicarious Visions in partnership with Sony. So it is a console exclusive for the PS4, coming out in 2017. So this is the original 3 Crash games remade, and they look really nice.
Yeah.
But the thing about the Crash games is Crash 1 kind of sucks. I'm going to say it. It's really, really, really hard. Really hard. It's just, I don't know. I don't know if those games really stand up that well the test of time. I'd say 3 pretty much does.
Yeah.
It's probably the best of the bunch. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think about this? Have you even ever played the Crash games?
Tiny bit.
Now, would something like the Insane Trilogy be enticing to you to want to play them or no?
This is the problem that comes up with a lot of remakes.
Okay.
Unless I really, really like the game, I don't want to drop $70 on it.
That's 40.
That's 40. That's
Yeah.
good then. Maybe.
Yeah. Thinking about it.
Maybe.
Yeah, and what I'm really excited about this is it seems like they're testing the waters with this. They're like, do people still want Crash? And then maybe they'll move forward. But what's unfortunate is that Sony doesn't own the IP to Crash anymore.
Yeah.
So it is owned by Activision, I think. Yeah, I think so. So yeah, we'll see what's done with that. I would like to see Sony buy it back, to be honest. But I really don't even know who to get to develop it. Because there's no fucking way Naughty Dog couldn't do it.
They're a very different studio now.
Well, yeah, they're just a much better studio. I don't know. I guess that comes on like our kid games worse than more mature games. I would say, yeah. But
Just different genres.
different genres, and they can do so much more than that. So I think that would be a big step back for them moving forward. So it looks like the next one we got is Nino Kuni 2. Revenant Kingdom, made by Level 5 in collaboration with Sony. So it is a console exclusive for the PS4, coming out 2017. What do you think about this, Kev?
I'm excited. I didn't play the first one.
I know.
It's a huge regret.
You should have.
It looks so pretty. I've seen a lot of gameplay of it.
But it should be noted that Ni no Kuni 2 is not made with Studio Ghibli.
Oh.
That's the first one was. I don't think it's as done as close partnership, but it looks the same.
Yeah, it looks the same. So I don't know. It's pretty. It's very, very pretty.
Very pretty.
Which is pretty exciting.
Pretty exciting. Yeah, no, it looks fun. It looks like it almost looks like a Tales of Symphonia, like actually.
Yeah.
Kind of in the way that you go about combat a little bit. It looks more open in its combat system.
JRPG.
Yep. The old JRPGs. And I know in the first one, a big aspect of it was you had like creatures with you that you bring into battle. So it was almost like a Pokemon game in a weird way. And I think they're focusing less on that a little bit in this new one. So I'll be interested to see how they update the combat, because I have my buddy, Jesse, he was playing it, and he said it was good. He really liked the story, was really into it. The combat, he just couldn't really get into at all. So
yeah, the first one had a weird mix of combat. Where it's
Yeah.
like, there's main characters and they have abilities, but then there's also the little mini creature things that you have to use.
Like your minions or whatever. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what goes on there. Next one, just put it on the list because I'm stoked. Nidhogg 2, made by Messoff, coming out sometime in 2017. If you haven't played Nidhogg 1, it's awesome. It's like a fencing game. Yeah. And this next one looks like it just took the ridiculousness and amped it up to 11, which is kind of what I want to see from that. We'll see if it still has the deep combat. They seem to have different weapons and things like that. So really interested in that. And then I think the final one, the second to last one, rounding off our list, is Red Dead Redemption 2, made by Rockstar with Take-Two Interactive, coming out sometime in Q3 or Q4 2017. What do you think about this one, Kev?
That should be good.
Okay.
So, it's Rockstar. They make good games.
Yeah, they're rock stars.
Yeah.
But
I was never super into the first Red Dead. That was really cool.
Yeah.
I much prefer being a cowboy wandering around the Wild West than a gangster kind of guy in some U.S. city.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It's a little more interesting to me, but it's still kind of open world, so I still have troubles really digging it.
I'm going to call you out on this, Kev. You sound like you're falling asleep over there. What's going on, bud?
I just noticed our Geurrilla head is masked.
Yeah, I did that a week ago.
Are you doing some dirty stuff in here?
Maybe.
You didn't want him to see?
Listen, he doesn't want to see everything, Kev. We have a Geurrilla head. It was in a couple episodes, maybe.
He's in a good few episodes.
He was
not
in some
a long
things.
time, but
no, not in a good long while. And then the last one we got on here that should be coming.
There's two more.
What?
Days Gone.
Yeah, and
Shenmue.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, so we do have Shenmue 3, produced by Neilo, in production with Sony. It's going to be a console exclusive for the PS4, but it's also going to be coming out on Windows. And he's saying December 2017.
It's not coming out.
There's no fucking way that game's coming out in 2017. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
No way at all. This is a Kickstarter game. It has a big following. I tried to play Shenmue 2. It's more like a movie than
What's the buddies at work who like so excited?
Some people
about
love
Shenmue
it.
3.
Yeah, there is a hardcore fan base for that game. Absolutely. I couldn't get into it, man. Yeah. I get that it's like a movie, but it's like a really long movie that I would just rather not play. So yeah, people are excited about it. I figured it was worth putting on the list. Definitely not coming out in 2017 though. That's a load of BS. But a game that they seem confident that will be coming out in 2017 is Days Gone, made by Ben Studios. This is a PS4 exclusive, so it is in production with Sony. It is one of Sony's first party studios. They say it may be coming out in 2017. Now, you saw this one at E3 as well. What did you think about it? You thought a lot of the zombies were kind of scripted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this was that game. Yeah.
Yeah, they had huge swarms of zombies. And like they're showing off how smart they were, but there was a few weird points where he shot zombies and they didn't react.
Yeah, they didn't go down or anything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I wonder how far along that game is in development. I know they've been working on it very secretively over there in Oregon, just plugging away. Yeah. So I imagine it's pretty far along, and I'm optimistic that we'll see it in 2017. I imagine we'll get confirmation of that.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious if people are starting to get burnt out on zombies a little bit.
Yeah, but these aren't zombies. I think they're called freakers or something.
They're zombies.
Yeah. Yeah, they are zombies.
Like
but
The Last of Us people aren't zombies.
They're not. They're clickers, Kevin. You got clickers and runners. Totally not zombies. Don't worry about it. No, I'm excited for it, and we'll see what comes out there. So now the next one that I want to talk about is if all goes according to plan. We're recording this right now on Saturday. And hopefully by Monday, I should have my new thing up called, it's a series with a really dumb name. It's Video Games. And basically it just teaches or tries to teach people, Jesus Christ, aspects of game design in an actual video game. Yeah. That you can watch that I do a direct recording of. So it's like a straight Let's Play. There's nothing added to it. It's literally the game. And on the audio, nothing me talking over it, no editing or anything like that. And then I put that up to YouTube, and then there's going to be a link in there if you'd like to access the game. And if you want to pick it up, that's awesome. Yeah. If you don't, that's totally fine too. If you do pick it up though, you can actually go through and literally see the examples in action and go through and see everything. Yeah. I'm going to be honest though, this first one is pretty bare bones. It's the first one. I'm working on another project right now to kind of get better at making games. So get better at making a story experience and actually interacting with the environment, and just learn how to do that so that I can make the next one in the video game series a lot better and a lot more fleshed out, and something that may be more intriguing to buy. But that being said, this does teach you how to direct the player a little bit with some examples and give ideas of some aspects of game design. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think about it so far, Kev? You kind of been watching.
Very video games by example.
Absolutely.
Video game design by example.
Which is something I haven't seen a lot of in this way.
Yeah, it's usually like when you're learning about game design, people talk about it in words or pictures.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice to see it actually in practice. So like a lot of people make references to like, here's how this video game does it, but it's kind of weird seeing that kind of stuff in context where it's like, you know, because it's everything together. Yeah. Like, it's a very detailed world if they're using a full video game as an example. So this is like,
when you have a stripped down environment showing something, because I'm a firm believer that the vast majority of people learn kinesthetically, and kinesthetically is learning by doing. So you're literally, you can download the game and you can fucking do it. You can be like, oh, this is doing this. I understand. And it's a stripped down example. There's no pretty environments or anything like that. It's like, it's corridors and there's lines and there's You know what I mean? It's just bringing you through the environment. And I may sound like I'm down on it, but that's because I spent a lot of time working through it. And it's kind of, with game development, you kind of can't see the forest through the trees at a certain point.
Yeah.
And you're just like, this sucks. I just want it out and done. And then you move on to the next project. And then someone says something about it and you're like, yeah, I like that project. Even though when you finished it, you're just like, I hate this. But no, if you like it, you know, give it a share or something. If you want to download it, that's great. I'd really appreciate that. If you want to see more of this, let me know, you know, let your friends know. This is something that I probably will only do if people want it. Or at least anytime soon, because you may not see the next one for a couple months. But if you want more of this, if this is something that you think you want more from this channel, I would definitely be willing to put my focus towards something like that. I just need to see that people want it, basically. And then I will be able to get something out soon. So that's my thing there. And Kevin stealth released a video. I didn't even know he was going to do it.
Well, I was like, podcast good on Wednesday. If we're going to release a video, what's the best time? Saturday.
So yeah, the new episode of Drunk Souls is up, and I thought it was really funny.
Yeah,
it got me chuckling.
It's good.
Yeah, no, I got a kick out of it. It was nice to
silly drunk guys.
Just silly fucking drunk guys. I think my favorite moment in the whole thing, though, I'm like, Kevin, we need a hero. And then it's just me playing at a didgeridoo, looking so... And I love that you didn't bother to put it in full screen. You just had me...
just little was just so much more appropriate.
Just little Nathan just... Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. And that is drunken mess. But I mean, if... that content, so we recorded that, oh man, months ago. We recorded that like half a year ago, more.
It was May.
Yeah. It's December now.
Yeah.
Almost January. So
basically a 7-month late video.
Yeah. Yeah. So no.
Got there eventually.
Yeah, absolutely. And that series will be wrapping up soon. There are 8 episodes of it, I think.
Yep. I don't think I can do it any quicker than every second week.
Oh, and that's totally fair. Yeah, no, absolutely. So it'll probably be done by January. So we're excited for that. Absolutely. Now, what do we have next year? We got, do you want to talk about our New Year's resolutions or our new season?
Let's talk about New Year's stuff because, you know,
okay,
'tis the season.
I've never been into resolutions.
Me neither.
Okay, cool. I like that we're on the same page there because it's like, if you're going to do something, what makes the significance of starting at the beginning?
Is not a good motivation.
Exactly. If anything, it's probably worse.
Yeah. It's like not understanding why you need to do something.
Yeah, it's just, change the year, better do it. Yeah. Well, no, because that's why you see the gyms fill up with people at New Year's. And then by the time, mid-February rolls around, I'm good. No one's there anymore, right? So it's something that you do for a little bit to feel good about yourself, and then you don't stick to because you tried to take on too many things.
Yeah.
So I've never been into the resolutions at all. But if you guys do resolutions out there, I'm really excited to see, or hear, I should say, what you do and if that works for you.
Any interesting 2017 plans?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't have resolutions, but I do have goals for 2017.
Yeah.
And I would say my goals are to run that half marathon I've been talking about. I'm going ice climbing on the 15th of January, so I'd like to do more of that if I like it, if I'm not totally terrified, but I imagine I'll be pretty terrified. And then a goal is also I got to get back on the training bike, even though I hate exercise bikes. But my goal is to bike from one end of our province to the other end of our province in a 1-day period, which I think will take me about 15 hours. So I'm really excited to complete that. And those are basically my goals for the year. Do you have any big goals for the year?
I don't know.
Nothing. Nada.
Really. I'm always working on stuff.
Always working on stuff. He is too.
We talked a little more in depth about it last episode.
Yeah, absolutely. So now the party's going on. So I work a job that usually requires me to work all days that are fun.
Yeah.
And I work. So no dice. But you're going to a party. Should be fun.
Yeah. I don't know. I find New Year's Eve parties are always like a little bit weird because they're basically the end of the holiday break.
Yeah.
People are normally pretty tired of drinking and doing such things at that point.
Yeah.
So I find like New Year's Eve party especially ends early, especially since they mostly revolve around midnight.
Yeah.
And it's after midnight. It's just a little bit weird.
It is a little bit weird. I would say my favorite New Year's party was at your house.
Yeah.
And we did Power Hour. And I know we've talked about this before, but anyway, so what Power Hour is you take a shot of something every minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, every minute for a full hour. And so every single minute that passed, we were literally screaming, counting down, being like 10, 9, 8, till everyone. And the neighbors probably thought we were fucking crazy. Yeah. So we set it up. We started at 11 and then it went till midnight, right? And then we finished off. And like, I think I polished off like 6.5 beer in an hour period. That's faster than Drunk Souls level.
It's pretty gross.
Absolutely. Yeah, no. So that was a blast. Do you have any classic New Year's party memories or anything?
Not particularly. I remember when the millennium changed over.
I remember that too.
Getting babysat. So my parents were out partying.
I was getting babysat too. Yeah. Parents having crazy end of the world parties. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the babysitters like raked it in that one.
Oh, definitely, man.
You had to pay premium for New Year's Eve millennium switchover.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I remember distinctly just like sitting there and we were just kind of awkwardly like watching movies. And my brother, he did something weird when he was a kid. He would like take like an old 750. So that's like an old Pepsi bottle and they're big glass bottles. And he would like ride around on top of it with one leg on it. And he would like scoot around. Yeah, really odd. And I just remember him scooting around in circles being like, oh, this kid is so odd. And that was pretty much that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Now, do you have any traditions that you normally do on New Year's?
Well, like there's normally the New Year's kiss.
The New Year's kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just right at midnight. Kiss your significant other.
That's not going down this year for you.
No, not for me this year.
She's on the other side of the world.
Probably not for you either.
No.
Working is not
going to help
with doing that stuff.
No, unless she shows up, but I don't even know what that whole thing is, but that's real personal. So now we're getting into the new season of Acast, but I think we're just going to call it NameCast.
Yeah, so
yeah,
NameCast season 4.
What are our plans, Kev? We got plans.
So we've talked about Bonus Barrel a little bit before.
Yep.
Some buddies of mine, they introduced me to this little thing called Cartridge Club.
Cartridge Club.
What they do is they're focused around playing an old video game. They pick one for each month, and everybody plays it. They talk about it. They do a podcast. Get people on the podcast who played it, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of this like community of people who make content and stuff, and that's Bonus Barrel. Like they do podcasts, and they're on there as well, and they get featured. And there's like 5 or so others. So I think we're gonna try working with them a little bit, kind of getting into that community.
Yeah. So we're joining a new community, which doesn't mean that the content's going to change. It just means once a month, we're going to play a retro game.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Everything else is going to be pretty standard. I think we're definitely going to, from joining this community, we're going to tighten up things a little bit.
Yeah.
And by that, I mean, we're going to stick to schedules more. We're going to have more, you can expect things from this channel.
Yep.
So, like, you know that every Wednesday is going to be your NameCast. You know that every fucking whatever. We don't have the dates ironed out fully yet, but every Friday is going to be your shovel night. And that's going to be more predictable and hopefully more videos on the channel.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm really excited for that.
Yeah.
Really excited for Cartridge Club, actually. And now you're talking about a new look.
Yeah, so...
What do we got going on here?
Channel isn't the prettiest thing.
No, especially this video that you're watching right now. I mean, it's a still image. It's... An in-focus shot of me, an out-of-focus shot of you, and a little bit of text that comes up on it. And I think we can do better.
Yeah. So we're going to try and tighten that up, get it better looking.
Yep.
Especially since we're joining a new community and stuff. And just no set in stone plans for that kind of stuff yet. But I think we're still keeping the NameCast name. So it's really just the channel icon and the banner image and the background for videos.
Exactly.
And I want to set up a few style guides so you can basically expect or when it's a NameCast video.
Yeah.
To differentiate from, an Epic Name Bro video. stuff like that. You should know what you're looking at.
Yeah, so we're going to have a more structured format to the podcast, which we're now releasing our docs for each episode because we usually do this just to keep us on track and to have something to refer to so we're not fumbling around, searching through Google being like, oh, I don't know, was this like this? So now we're putting that down in the description, which some people seem to like. But the biggest part of this is let us know what you want from the channel because this is not a one-way street. It is a two-way discussion. And what do you guys want to see from us coming out in 2017?
Especially topic ideas. Always appreciate it.
Topic ideas are great, and we want to get people on the channel. I want to do a lot more guests on the show. Refugee sent him a message. Just going to bring it up in the podcast. I'm calling it. Well, listen, he said it in the comments. I was like, okay, dude, just send over your Skype ID or Skype, whatever, and we'll be able to figure something out. Just inbox it to us. That'd be cool. And love to get you on the podcast. Anyone else who wants to come on, absolutely. Just seriously inbox us and we'll try and work something out.
Yeah.
I think that's it, dude.
Gravy.
I'm excited for 2017. It should be a good year.
Yes. Hopefully better than the shit show of 2016.
Okay. Now I'm going to call you right here. Everyone's saying 2016 was the worst thing that ever happened because it really wasn't that bad. I mean, the Donald Trump thing was unfortunate. What happened in Aleppo was terrible. A lot of celebrities die, but a lot of celebrities die every single year. Yeah. And everyone acts like it's the first year that it ever happens. It's not.
Yeah. We're getting to the point that the first really popular celebrities from like TV and stuff, people you recognize the faces of, they're at that age now.
Yeah.
That's kind of happening, and politics have always been silly. It's just that now it's resulted in Trump and Brexit.
Yeah, it seems like a little higher level of silliness than normal, but I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. I am excited moving into the new year, Kev. I think that's gonna end it for this episode. So catch you guys next time. Bye. That was a good one.